I broke up with my boyfriend the year he was at his poorest. A year later, he was famous and successful, married to a younger, prettier, more vibrant woman. On a talk show, the host leaned toward him. Having achieved so much at such a young age, do you have any regrets? He wrapped an arm around his new wife Ariana's waist. I just want to know how she's doing after she left me. The host hesitated. She's not doing well. A slow smile spread across his face. Well, that's a relief. But the host continued. Miss Quinn left behind a box of videotapes before she passed away. His smile froze. On the tapes, the host said, were the days and nights of her life, from the moment she left you until the day she died. Before she passed away, the hand on Ariana's waist tensed. Then he let out a short, dismissive laugh. Is this some kind of sick joke for your show? The host shook his head. On the large screen behind them, my smiling face appeared. Hello everyone, it's Maya Quinn, and today I'm officially single. In the video, a girl with a shaved head tried on wigs, then grinned at the camera. Sad about dumping a handsome, promising, pure-hearted puppy dog of a man? Not at all. What would be sad is him seeing me like this. She laughed. Hey, why are you shaking? You're going to mess up the shot. I reached out to steady my best friend Tara's trembling hand. I don't want to film this, she said, voice thick with tears. I'm going to cry my eyes out. I don't want to do it anymore.
No way.
You promised me you'd document every day of my life until the end. Can I back out? Nope. I tugged at the corner of her shirt. Come on, Tara. You're all I have left in this world. Her sobs grew louder. I know.
Fine.
I'll film.
Okay.
I'll do it. Goodbye, world. April 17th, 2023, 9:34 a.m. After so many years, I was back in my old family home. Tara held the phone, following me as I walked along a dirt path through the fields, our old golden retriever, Sunny, trotting beside me. A laugh drifted from behind the camera. No wonder Liam's social media just updated with a new song. It must be because you took Sunny. I turned. What song? That one by Robin White. You Can Take Everything. We locked eyes and burst into laughter that was half sob. You can take everything, we sang off-key. I'll bear what's left behind. Just leave me our dog. Tara laughed until tears ran down her face. He didn't want anything but the dog, and he didn't want anything but the dog. Our laughter echoed across the fields, slowly mingling with the sound of weeping. Goodbye, world. April 17th, 2023, 10:08 a.m. The old wooden door creaked open. I swatted away a spiderweb. I told the camera, ever since Liam and I went to college in the city, I barely came back here. After Mom and Dad passed, we took Sunny with us. This is his first time back. The camera shifted. I was now holding it. Hello, Maya here, bringing you an immersive experience of cleaning out the old family home. Tara, in an apron with a broom in hand, frowned. And I'm the one doing all the cleaning. My lady, be patient and cut me some slack. After a burst of laughter, I emerged from the kitchen, covered in soot. Tara's face darkened as she snatched the spatula from my hand. I told you not to cook. Don't you know your own skill level? Go sit down. I laughed and sat on the sofa. The moment Tara turned her back, the smile faded. I set the phone on the table, gasping for air, my whole body shaking. After a few desperate pulls from a portable oxygen tank, I forced another smile for the camera.
Sorry about that.
The breathing problems are getting more frequent lately. Cough, cough. Actually, I'm a really good cook. Seriously, watch me brave the kitchen one more time. As I picked up the phone, warmth pressed against my leg. Sunny lay at my feet, eyelids drooping. I offered him a sausage. He took it but didn't move. Come on, Sunny boy. Let's go see what Tara's doing. He didn't budge. What's wrong? Why so clingy today? I stroked his fur, now dry and coarse with age. I know you're getting old too, Sunny. Too lazy to move, huh? Okay, I'll stay with you a little longer today. I leaned back on the sofa. I won't have many more chances anyway. Sunny let out a low, soft whine. Goodbye, world. April 17th, 2023, 11:21 a.m. When I woke, Tara was crouched at my feet, cradling my dog. Her face was streaked with tears. Maya, they say dogs can sense when their owner is about to leave, so they go ahead to wait in the next life. Is that true? The camera almost fell from my hand. I reached for Sunny. No breath. He had passed quietly in his sleep. What are you talking about? Sonny was 10 years old. It was just his time. Later, the camera recorded me patting down the earth over a small mound on the back hill. My breathing was shallow, my face pale. I pointed toward our house.
Home is straight that way.
Don't go the wrong way, and don't end up at Liam's. I stopped myself, smiled faintly. Don't go back there. There won't be anyone there for much longer. When I get down there, we'll build a new home with Mom and Dad. Tara's sobs shook the camera. I looked up, weak but smiling. What are you doing? You can't even hold the camera steady. She cried harder. You're the one. What are you saying? I laughed and leaned into her. Come on, let's go home and eat your amazing cooking. Maya, if you keep talking like that, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. I wrapped an arm around her shoulder. Don't worry. Your girl Maya is invincible. A little cancer? I got this. Ha ha ha. Goodbye, world. April 18th, 2023, 8:27 a.m. Sometimes I forgot I was sick. Maya. Maya, open the door. Tara's voice pounded against the wood, frantic. The camera was propped nearby, tilted, showing only her lower body. From inside came the sound of my screams. Go away.
Get out.
Then, violent retching. Maya, if you don't open this door, I'm breaking it down. Just leave me alone. Tara slammed her shoulder against the door. The frame splintered. Inside, I was on my knees by the trash can, hair matted to my face with vomit, a wreck of a human being. I looked up, eyes red and raw. Tara. She dropped down beside me and, ignoring the filth, pulled me into her arms. My hands shook as I clung to her, my chin resting on her shoulder, tears soaking her clothes. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have yelled at you. But sometimes when I wake up, I think I'm still normal. And then I remember, I'm sick, I'm sick, I'm sick. Tara held me tighter. I know. It's okay. Maya, you can get through this. You're Maya Quinn, after all. Goodbye, world. April 19th, 2023, 2:15 p.m. The sun poured through the cracked blinds of my family home, painting golden streaks across the dusty living room. I sat cross-legged on the hardwood floor, surrounded by cardboard boxes spilling with memories. Old photos, ticket stubs, and crumpled letters from a life that felt like someone else's. Tara hovered nearby, pretending to dust the shelves but really just watching me like a hawk. The camera, balanced on a stack of encyclopedias Mom used to swear by, caught every flicker of my expression, every smile, every wince. I pulled out a Polaroid from a shoebox, the edges yellowed with age. It was Liam and me at a college bonfire, our arms slung around each other, faces flushed from cheap beer and laughter. My hair was a wild cascade of curls back then, not the patchy scalp I hid under scarves now. Liam's grin was so wide it looked painful, like he was trying to swallow the whole world. God, we were babies, I said, holding the photo up for Tara. She glanced over, her lips twitching into a reluctant smile. You two were disgusting. Always sneaking off to make out in the library stacks like nobody noticed. I laughed, sharp and bright, but it snagged in my throat, turning into a cough I tried to hide. Yeah, well, he's probably making out with Ariana in some penthouse now, isn't he? I tossed the photo back into the box, but my fingers brushed another one, Sonny as a puppy, gnawing on Liam's sneaker while he pretended to be mad. My chest tightened, a dull ache that had nothing to do with the cancer. Tara, you think he ever misses Sonny? She stopped dusting, her hand frozen midair, the rag dangling like a surrender flag. Maya, don't do this to yourself. You know he's moved on. I'm not. I forced a grin, holding the puppy photo up for the camera. Just wondering if Mr. Famous still thinks about the dog he fought me tooth and nail for. My voice was light, teasing, but my eyes betrayed me, glistening in the soft afternoon light. I cleared my throat, digging through the box again. Anyway, let's keep going. This house isn't going to clean itself, and I'm not letting you do all the work. Tara snorted, resuming her fake dusting. Says the woman who almost set the kitchen on fire yesterday trying to make toast. Hey. I grabbed a throw pillow from the couch and chucked it at her. She dodged, laughing, and for a moment, it was just us. Two friends, messing around like the world wasn't falling apart. But the camera caught the tremor in my hand as I reached for another photo, and the faint wheeze in my breath when I stood up too fast. I ignored it, pulling out a high school yearbook and flipping to a page with a picture of me in a drama club costume, striking a ridiculous pose. Oh, look at this. I was born for the stage. Tara peeked over my shoulder, giggling. You were born to cause chaos. Remember when you rewrote the entire play because you thought the ending was too predictable? And it was a hit. I shot back, grinning. The crowd loved my version. I flipped through more pages, each one a time capsule of a life I barely recognized. There was Liam again, in a debate club photo, looking serious in a too big blazer. I traced his face with my finger, then snapped the book shut. Okay, enough nostalgia. Let's tackle the attic next.
Tara groaned.
The attic? Maya, there's probably a family of raccoons up there. Then we'll make new friends. I winked at the camera, but as I stood, a wave of dizziness hit. I gripped the arm of the couch, breathing shallowly, willing the room to stop spinning. Tara's hand was on my arm in an instant, her face tight with worry. Maya. I'm fine, I said, cutting her off. I forced a smile for the camera, just practicing for my Oscar-worthy fainting scene. Stay tuned, world. Goodbye, world. April 20th, 2023, 7:42 p.m. The diner was a time warp, all checkered floors and jukebox tunes, packed with locals nursing coffee and gossip. Tara had dragged me here, insisting I needed to get out of the house before I turned into a hermit. I didn't have the energy to argue. So here we were, crammed into a vinyl booth, the camera propped on a ketchup bottle, catching me flipping through a laminated menu while Tara debated pie flavors with the waitress. You're filming me eating? I raised an eyebrow, smirking at Tara. This is going to be the most boring episode of the Maya Quinn show. Watch Maya struggle with soup. Tara grinned, leaning forward, her elbows on the table. Oh, please. You're never boring. Remember that time you convinced the whole dorm you were a secret agent? Had people checking their closets for bugs. I burst out laughing, nearly knocking over my water glass. I had them believing I was undercover for the CIA. Liam was so mad when he found out I was just screwing around. My smile faltered, and I hid it by taking a long sip of water. He used to say I'd get myself in trouble with all my stories. Said I had an imagination bigger than the state of Texas. Tara's eyes softened, but she kept her tone light. He wasn't wrong. Your trouble with a capital T. The waitress dropped off our food, greasy burgers for Tara, a bowl of chicken noodle soup for me because my stomach couldn't handle much else these days. I stirred the broth, watching the steam curl upward. You know what's funny? I said, my voice quieter now. I broke up with him because I didn't want to drag him down with me. Thought he'd be better off without a sick girlfriend holding him back. And now he's got Ariana, the perfect life, and I gestured at myself, the oxygen tube tucked discreetly under my scarf, the way my hands trembled slightly.
This.
Tara reached across the table, squeezing my hand so hard it almost hurt. You're not this. You're Maya Quinn. You're the strongest person I know, and don't you dare forget it. I rolled my eyes, but my lips twitched into a half-smile. Yeah. Keep flattering me, and I'll leave you the good china in my will. She laughed, but it was strained, and the camera caught the tear she quickly wiped away. I leaned back, picking at my soup, trying to keep the mood light. Okay, but seriously, Tara, what's the best pie here? I'm thinking blueberry, but I'm open to suggestions. She played along, launching into a detailed ranking of every pie on the menu, complete with dramatic gestures. I nodded along, laughing when she mimed a pie exploding with flavor, but my mind wandered. I thought of Liam, of the nights we'd come to this diner, sharing fries and dreaming about the future. He'd wanted to be a musician, I'd wanted to write novels. We were going to take on the world together. Now he was living that dream, and I was here. I pushed the thought away, focusing on Tara's animated storytelling, on the warmth of the diner, on the fact that I was still alive, still fighting. Goodbye, world. April 22nd, 2023, 10:13 a.m. The hospital smelled like antiseptic and broken promises, a sterile purgatory I'd grown too familiar with. I sat on the exam table, swinging my legs like a kid waiting for a lollipop, while Tara filmed from the corner, her face tight with forced calm. The doctor was late, as always, and I was restless, picking at the paper gown that crinkled with every move. Think they'll give me a gold star for surviving another checkup? I asked, winking at the camera. Or maybe a sticker. I'm holding out for glittery ones. Tara snorted, adjusting the camera lens. They should give you a medal for not punching Dr. Harris when he talks in that condescending tone of his. I laughed, but it turned into a cough, harsh and ragged, echoing in the small room. Tara's face tightened, but she kept the camera steady, a silent promise to keep going no matter what. When I caught my breath, I leaned forward, mock serious. Okay, world, here's the deal. If I get bad news today, I'm stealing Tara's car and driving to Vegas. Blackjack, showgirls, the works. Who's with me? Tara lowered the camera just enough to glare at me. Maya, don't. Don't what? Plan my grand escape. I grinned, but it didn't reach my eyes. Come on, Tara. If I'm going out with a bang. Maybe I'll even hit the slots, win enough to buy you a new car after I wreck yours. She didn't laugh, just shook her head, her eyes glistening. The doctor walked in before she could respond, his clipboard clutched like a shield. Dr. Harris was all business, his voice clipped as he ran through the latest scans. The cancer was spreading faster than expected, eating away at what little ground I had left. Treatment options were shrinking, chemo was barely holding it back, and surgery wasn't an option anymore. I nodded, calm, like he was reading me a grocery list. Tara's hands shook so badly the footage was blurry, but I didn't look at her. I couldn't. On the drive home, I stared out the window, the fields blurring into streaks of green and gold. No crying, okay? I said, breaking the silence. We're gonna make a bucket list. Skydiving, maybe. Or skinny dipping in the lake. Something wild. Tara gripped the steering wheel, her knuckles white. You're impossible, you know that? Damn right I am. I leaned back, closing my eyes, letting the hum of the car lull me. And don't you forget it. I reached for her hand, squeezing it briefly. Seriously though, I need you to promise me something. If I don't make it, you have to do something crazy for me. Like bungee jumping. Or adopting a whole litter of puppies. She let out a shaky laugh. Puppies I can do. Bungee jumping? You're on your own.
Deal.
I smiled, but my chest ached, and not just from the cancer. It was the weight of everything I hadn't said, everything I still wanted to do. I turned to the window again, watching the world slip by, wondering how many more days I'd get to see it. Goodbye, world. April 25th, 2023, 3:30 p.m. The lake was a mirror of silver under the afternoon sun, ripples catching the light like scattered diamonds. Tara and I stood on the shore, barefoot, the cool sand squishing between our toes. The camera sat on a rock, angled to catch us both as we debated whether to jump in. I was in a swimsuit, my scars hidden under a loose t-shirt, while Tara was already knee-deep in the water, splashing like a kid who'd never seen a lake before. You're not chickening out, are you? She called, grinning, her hair plastered to her face from an earlier splash. Me? Never. I tugged off the t-shirt, revealing the patchwork of my body. Scars from surgeries, bruises from IVs, the port for my treatments a stark reminder of my reality. I held my head high, refusing to flinch under the camera's gaze or Tara's worried eyes. Maya Quinn doesn't back down. I waded in, the cold water stealing my breath, sharp and exhilarating. Tara hooped, splashing me, and I retaliated, laughing so hard I nearly fell over. We chased each other through the shallows, water flying, our shrieks echoing across the lake. For a moment, it was just us, no hospital, no cancer, no Liam. Just life, raw and unfiltered. The camera caught me floating on my back, staring at the sky, clouds drifting like lazy dreams. You know, I said, my voice soft but carrying over the water. If I could pick one moment to live in forever, it'd be this one. Just you, me, and the lake. No past, no future. Just now. Tara swam closer, her eyes bright with tears she tried to blink away. Then let's stay a little longer. We floated side by side, the water cradling us, the sun warming our faces. I reached for her hand under the water, our fingers intertwining. You're the best thing in my life, you know that? I said, my voice barely above a whisper. You've stuck with me through all of this, and I don't know how to thank you. Tara squeezed my hand, her voice thick. You don't have to. You're my family, Maya. Always will be. We stayed until the sun dipped low, painting the sky in pinks and oranges. As we waded back to shore, I glanced at the camera, still rolling. To anyone watching this, here's a tip. Find someone who'll swim with you, no matter how cold the water is. That's what keeps you going. Goodbye, world. April 28th, 2023, 9 p.m. The community center was a riot of color and noise, a fundraiser for the local animal shelter packed with townsfolk and their pets. Tara had insisted we go, claiming I needed to live a little, instead of moping at home. I sat at a folding table, sipping lemonade through straw, while Tara filmed the chaos. Kids chasing each other, old ladies dancing to a cover band, a terrier in a bow tie stealing a hot dog from a distracted vendor. "Check this out," I said, pointing the camera at a guy attempting to break dance on the makeshift dance floor and failing spectacularly, his arms flailing like a windmill. "This is why I love this town. Zero shame, maximum effort." Tara zoomed in, laughing so hard the camera shook. "You should join him. Show him how it's done." "Oh, hell no." I smirked, leaning back in my chair. I'd break something, and it wouldn't be the dance floor. My dancing days are on hold until I get a new set of lungs. A familiar face emerged from the crowd, Jake, an old high school friend who now volunteered at the shelter. His grin was as warm as I remembered, all dimples and easy charm. "Maya Quinn, as I live and breathe," he said, pulling me into a hug that smelled of dog shampoo and cedar. "Jake." I hugged him back, tighter than I meant to. "Still saving all the dogs?" "Trying to." He glanced at Tara, then back at me, his eyes lingering. "You look good." "Liar." I laughed, but it felt good to be seen, really seen, by someone who wasn't looking at me like I was a ticking clock. We talked for hours, about Sunny, about the shelter, about the time we snuck into the principal's office to change the school's announcement system to play punk rock. The camera caught the way my face lit up, the way Jake's hand brushed mine when he passed me a drink, the way we leaned closer as the night wore on. Tara leaned in later, whispering, "He's into you." I rolled my eyes, sipping my lemonade. "Tara, I'm a walking medical chart. Nobody's into that." She shook her head, her voice firm. "You're not a chart. You're Maya. And you're still a catch, sick or not." I didn't argue, but I let myself steal glances at Jake as he danced with a kid and a puppy, his laugh carrying over the music. For the first time in a long time, I felt a spark of something. Hope, maybe, or just the possibility of something new. Goodbye, world. May 1st, 2023, 11:45 a.m. The tapes were supposed to be for me, a way to capture what was left of my life. But today, I decided to make one for Liam. Tara wasn't thrilled. She thought it was a bad idea, said it would only hurt me. But she held the camera anyway, her face a mix of worry and resignation. I sat on the porch, a blanket draped over my shoulders, the spring air cool against my skin. The camera caught the way my hands fidgeted, the way my breath hitched slightly. "Hey, Liam," I started, my voice steady despite the knot in my chest. "If you're watching this, I guess that talk show wasn't a joke. I don't know if you'll ever see this, but
I'm sorry.
Not for leaving you. I did that to protect you. But for not telling you why. I was sick, and I didn't want you to watch me fall apart. You were on the verge of something big, and I couldn't be the anchor dragging you down." I paused, swallowing hard, my eyes stinging. "I saw you on TV with Ariana. You looked happy, and that's all I ever wanted for you. So don't feel guilty, okay? Keep writing your songs, keep chasing your dreams. And maybe pet a dog for Sunny sometime. He loved you, you know." My voice cracked, and I looked down, blinking rapidly. "Anyway, that's all. I just needed you to know I wasn't running away from you. I was trying to give you a chance at something better." Tara lowered the camera, her eyes wet. "You sure about this, Maya? Sending this to him?" I nodded, wiping my face with the back of my hand. "Yeah. He needs to know I wasn't just some heartless ex who bailed. He deserves the truth." She didn't argue, but she hugged me after, her arms tight around my frail frame. "You're too good for this world, you know that?" I laughed, shaky but real.
Nah.
"I'm just Maya Quinn, causing trouble to the end."
Goodbye, world.
May 3rd, 2023, 6:20 a.m. I woke up screaming, trapped in a nightmare of endless hospital corridors, monitors beeping like a countdown. Tara was there in seconds, the camera forgotten on the nightstand, its red light blinking in the dark. She climbed onto the bed, holding me as I sobbed, my body racked with pain and fear, my breath shallow and desperate. "I'm scared," I whispered, my voice breaking, barely audible. "I act like I've got this, but I don't. I'm so scared, Tara. I don't want to die." She rocked me gently, her own tears falling into my hair. "I know, Maya. I'm scared too. But you're not alone. I'm here. I'm always here, okay?" We stayed like that until the first light crept through the window, painting the room in soft grays. When I could breathe again, I reached for the camera, my hands still trembling. "This is Maya Quinn, reporting live from the edge of everything, I said, forcing a smile. Today's forecast, tears, with a chance of courage. Maybe a little coffee, too. Tara laughed through her tears, her voice hoarse. You're such a dork. And you love me for it. I leaned against her, the camera still rolling. Seriously though, world. Fear is real, and it's okay to feel it. But you keep going. You get up, you make coffee, you hug your best friend. That's how you fight. We moved to the porch, wrapped in blankets, watching the sunrise. Tara made coffee, burning her hand on the pot and cursing loud enough to wake the neighbors. I laughed, the sound weak but genuine, and for a moment, the fear receded, pushed back by the warmth of her presence and the promise of a new day. Goodbye, world. May 5th, 2023, 4:10 p.m. The tapes were almost done. I could feel it, the weight of time pressing down, heavier with each breath. Tara and I sat in the backyard, the camera on a tripod, filming the sunset as it bled across the sky in fiery pinks and golds. I was weaker now, my voice softer, my body betraying me at every turn, but I held my head high, refusing to let the camera see me break. World, it's Maya Quinn, signing off for today. Maybe for good, I said, my voice steady despite the effort it took. I don't know how many of these I have left, but I want you to know something. Life is messy and hard and so damn beautiful. I've loved so much Liam, Sunny, this town, Tara. Even when it hurt, I loved it all. And I'm not done yet. I'm gonna fight until the last second, because that's who I am. Tara reached for my hand, her grip fierce, her eyes shining with unshed tears. Damn right, she whispered. I smiled, tears streaming down my face, unashamed. So, here's to the epilogue tapes. To love, to loss, to everything in between. To the people who stay, who fight with you, who make the hard days bearable. Tara, you're my hero. And to anyone watching this, don't stop fighting. Don't stop loving. Even when it feels like the world's falling apart, find something to hold on to. The camera lingered on us, two figures against the fading light, holding on to each other as the world turned. I leaned my head on Tara's shoulder, my breath shallow but steady. Maya Quinn, over and out, I said, my voice barely a whisper. The sunset burned on, and for that moment it was enough.